1-1 was the score at the halftime break, and that is still the score. As Crete and Columbus going at it, the Cardinals will have the wind for this second half, which could play into their hands. As Columbus going into the wind.
Yeah, how much we will see, and reiterating, just like I did a couple of times there in the first half, Columbus controlling the possession there for the majority of the time, and Crete getting a few runs here and there and getting some decent shots on goal, but outside of that early on score, we're not able to get another one. So Columbus High, if they continue to battle against this wind and keep that possession time up, you got to think that's eventually going to turn into another goal.
If you're just joining us, Anthony Bolanos got the scoring started for the Crete Cardinals, giving Crete that 1-0 lead early on, but Jorge Pedroza equalized about midway through that first half to give us the 1-1 scoreline, as the wind has picked up and made it that much more enjoyable to call this game and watch this soccer, as we're in the second half of this first round game of the SCOTUS Invite.
And Columbus pressing a little bit here, not able to find an open spot in the defense, so they kicked it back out. And Crete finding a little help or some saving grace in that wind, getting some stops there on defense here a little bit early, see if they can keep that up. Columbus High is doing a nice job early on as well, pressing and keeping some possession on Crete's side of the field.
Big switch for Columbus, finding Jesus Adame on the far side. He drops it back to Adabo, who tries to send it in, back to Adabo. Columbus sending a lot of men up right now, trying to get that goal. Crete clears it out of problems' way, at least initially. Grant, you got an update on the girls' game at halftime, as the Discoverers seem to be doing quite well on the other soccer field.
Yeah, CHS girls and Crete, very reminiscent so far of that SCOTUS League Few boys game. 5-0 CHS. As the girls pretty handily taking it to Crete.
Another through ball, this one going to Adama. He's going to have a shot, and that's going to go wide. So goal kick for the Cardinals. As it's booted forward. Discoverers threatening here on the attack. Through to Adame again. He could have a shot on goal. Pulls back out. Drops it off. Discoverers looking very threatening in this second half, at least early on. And a free kick given for Columbus High, a chance to get a goal here. Free kick's going to be taken by Pedroza. Ball goes into the box, and it is handled nicely by Carlos Dominguez. Dominguez boots the ball away midfield, and it's handled at midfield, as we have SCOTUS head coach for the boys, John Brzezinski, stepping in the booth with us for his second television debut. As John, your team, the SCOTUS Shamrocks, will be playing either Crete or Columbus. They're currently tied 1-0 tomorrow, and 8-1 was the scoreline. So just give us an insight, as that was the game we were unable to see, how your boys played. Obviously, a pretty impressive stat line, something you have to be impressed with, or happy with, I should say.
Yeah, we started off a little bit slow, but which I expected. But probably about the 20-minute mark, we started to find our groove and started moving the ball around real well. And I was happy with how we finished the first half. And then our starters played about 15, 20 minutes in the second half and did real well.
And according to Grand Otten, Ostick, was he the man with the hat trick who got the goals for you?
I think so. Honestly, I haven't even looked at the stat sheet yet, but I think he had 3 or 4, from what I was told. But I haven't looked at it yet, but that sounds about right.
And what was it that your team was doing well? You said you got off to a little bit of a slow start. Obviously, you generated 8 goals. What did you see you liked? What didn't you like? First game of the season.
We talked about the other night during the show was about our speed of play, and I thought at first it was a little bit slow, a little bit rusty, like I expected it to be. But I thought we moved the ball around well, especially in the second half, which I expected us to do. And it was good to see. And I thought as the second half wore on, when our starters were in, they just did a really good job of communicating, playing quick touches, and finding the strengths, through combinations.
Well, put you on the spot a little bit here. You'll be playing the winner of this game. We're currently tied 1-1. Knowing these teams, or what you do know about them early on this season, who would you rather face?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think they're equally good. Both teams are extremely physical, I think. Their technical skills are really good. So it's going to be a tough matchup no matter what, and we knew that coming in.
All right, Coach. Well, any other good thoughts for the good of the broadcast, for your game as a whole, for SCOTUS Nation, the SCOTUS Invite? And
no, just come on out tomorrow. Brave the weather. It won't be that cold. It'll be chilly, but not horrible. But 10 o'clock girls final, girls consolation, and then 12 o'clock boys consolation, boys final. So obviously broadcasted live by the news team, which is awesome. Great opportunity for all the kids involved. I like how you spread out the games today. You'll be covering all the teams basically, so that's awesome. These kids love that stuff.
And we're glad to do it. Excited. We've talked to you before about being soccer fans. We enjoy calling the sport, and something that everyone in Columbus really comes out to support their schools, support their players. And Columbus is a soccer city, I dare say.
Yeah, it's getting there, so that's great. So I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, John. We'll be talking to him tomorrow, as well as his Shamrocks boys team are looking to get that SCOTUS Invite title, as Grant hops back into the booth. And we're still tied 1-1. Columbus and Crete early on in this second half. Good guy, that John Brzezinski.
As nice as it comes. He's a great dude and an even better coach.
Humble as well as the Shamrocks. We've already talked about it. Defending champs 2 times over, looking for the three-peat, where they have every single piece nearly that they had the past 2 years. They're all seniors now, and they are looking to do something special this soccer season.
Definitely off to a good start with that 8-1 win, and so they will have a tougher matchup indeed tomorrow, as Columbus High and Crete pretty even throughout if you look at that scoreboard, but it seems only a matter of time before one of these teams gets another one on the board, whether it's Columbus High, who is just persistently had control of the ball, or Crete, who continually makes striking runs at the opposite side of the field. They don't stay on Columbus's side very long, but they try and make the most of it while they are down there. And it looks like they're going to get another one right now. I spoke too soon, maybe not.
Good defense by Luis Arcos, as you might expect, as Crete really did not have a lot of support, just one man up on that attack. There's been 2 yellow cards in this contest, 1 for each team, and looks like we have another one coming right on cue as the referee ushers over the Crete player for an elbow, as you see. So 2 Crete players with a yellow, and you have Jorge Pedroza, the man with the goal, who has a yellow for Columbus.
And And you look at that push afterwards, if you couldn't really see the scuffle there, you thought maybe the Columbus High player was going to pick up that yellow card, but they, like you said, that elbow before is what drew that, so he's coming out of the game. But that physical play, maybe a little frustration because they just haven't been able to quite get it going down there on the offensive end, at least not for a sustained period of time. They continue to get those good streaky attacks like I mentioned, but.
And Harrison Vicente is the guilty man who gets the yellow card, the caution. So we'll get another look at the infraction here. Bill's Tire Outlet bringing you this replay. And yeah, sometimes soccer is known as a sport where theatrics can play a part. You see, he threw the elbow and then tried to fall down like he got pushed, and official right on top of that one.
I was gonna say, and from here when we first watched it, or just watched it live, I was thinking he did get pushed. But you gotta get some of that theatrical work in. If you're not doing it at school, you might as well do it out here on the soccer field. Some of these guys acting like they're warm, because there's no way all of these guys are warm out there.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. Maybe not acting more, wishing I was warm.
A technique that I think sometimes works if you mentally convince yourself that you are heated up.
What has me perplexed is not only the players, as Crete has a chance here on the break, a shot across goal and handled by Melendez. As I was saying, there's fans out here, primarily high schoolers, and they're wearing shorts.
Yeah,
when they could be wearing pants.
And
I don't understand.
3 layers of pants even. I dare to say that's what I'm going to be wearing tomorrow morning when we come back out here. Maybe need to bust out the old football Under Armour tights again. I don't wear those that often. I got the old, I got the cold gear.
This is as opportune of a time as any, I feel. Apparently going to be a little bit colder tomorrow than it is today, as according to Jeff Fox, our meteorologist at News Channel Nebraska, giving us the lowdown on the weather scoop.
Although you're a professional, you're very good with your voice. You do not seem as excited about those cold temperature numbers. Because I don't think anyone's really excited as the cold temperatures. And that's something John Arlt even talked about when we were on the GO show the other day at Bose West, which was a blast for us to go out there and do that. But Coach Arlt said, we asked him about that beautiful weather, and he said, it's going to be a little colder this weekend, and we're definitely feeling that right now as we constantly talk about it. But that's something those players got to adjust to now. Luckily, like any sport, soccer, you're doing a decent amount of running, and you get to keep the blood flowing if you're on the field. But those guys on the bench definitely not as warm. In similar situations to us, and they at least got some big coats to rock.
Cardinals were threatening initially. Discovers clear it out. And now mass substitution coming in for Columbus. That is going to be right down the line. Gilberto Rodriguez, Jorge Pedroza, Andres Espino, and Alejandro Espino all coming in for the Discoverers.
And Luis Arcos, as we talked about, one of those key players for this team moving forward, is a guy who puts a lot of work in. I see him at the gym quite a bit outside of school, in school, and he's continually working out and making sure he can try to improve himself as they get ready for the season and move forward here. So he's one of those guys that puts a lot of work in, and you like to see that when you're on any team. You got some of your senior leaders putting in that extra time, kind of urging those younger guys to get out and put in the work as well. So he's a fun guy to watch, and he's definitely just earned his time out on here on the field as he's putting in that extra work.
Well, and as Coach Arlt talked about, Arcos, one of 7 returning starters from last year, a team that should have a lot of leadership. As we were just starting in this young season, obviously the first game of the season, but expecting a lot from Arcos, the captain of that back line, to be that focal point for this squad. Nifty ball movement by Columbus. Gilberto Rodriguez loses it though from the Cardinals. Now creative ball movement by the Discovers, trying to work the ball inside. Good defense shown by Crete.
We'll see. It looks like it's going to stay Crete ball here. Or excuse me, it's got to be Crete ball here. Well, for a short period of time at least it was. And we'll see. No offsides call there, but the position changed feet.
Chance for the Cardinals to break. Good defense by Caleb Esch. Intercepts the pass. Now a one-on-one situation. Keeper comes out. Melendez, great job to boot it. But a foul is called. We'll see where the official marks it. Melendez wanting some sort of explanation for the call. It's going to be a free kick, not a penalty kick, but a very good opportunity here for Crete. They have the wind at their backs. They're about 20 yards out.
So as good a time as any for the Cardinals to try and take the lead again.
Columbus has the wall set up. Here comes the free kick. Low driving shot, and it's a goal. The Cardinals take the 2-1 lead.
So the uphill battle continues for Columbus High. Now against the wind and down a score. Just a great job finessing that one in. Keeping it low and finding the back of the net.
And I believe that's Anthony Bolanos with his second goal. Again, I'm going to call out the jersey designers. Number's a little bit hard to read, but I believe that's Anthony Bolanos now with the brace. He scored first and now put his team ahead with that free kick. As you mentioned, Grant, Columbus now with a very sticky situation. They're chasing a goal and going into the wind. And it's a very strong wind. And here comes the Cardinals with a chance to break again. Ball sent forward. This time, Melendez comes out to get it.
And just about 20 minutes left, so not a ton left in this half either for them to get that extra goal and then get that second one on top of that to take the lead if they want to win.
Or take a look at this kick by, brought to you by Bill's Tire, and that's right where you want to put it. Bounces under the wall that jumped up, and Bolanos making a big impact as another near goal from the Cardinals.
And it looked like Luis Arcos, once again, we've called his name over and over again, comes in and saves it. Is not happy that the ball is back on their end, but we talked it and Crete executed it. They come down the field and they don't stay there very long, but when they're there, they get a shot on goal. There you can see Kim, one of our camera persons, getting the close-up. Almost too close.
The corner goes in. Here comes a second opportunity. The wind playing a big part and goes out of bounds. Kim, a discoverer, actually.
Some biased camera work. I hope not. Kim does a nice job.
Mass substitution again by both squads. As Melendez gets ready to boot this one away right into that wind. Opts for the short pass. That one goes to Luis Velasquez. He sends it to the middle as Esch clears it out of the way. Columbus building up attack here. Gilberto Rodriguez with it. Cardinals with a chance here as Esch couldn't handle the pass. But Velasquez recovers to clear the ball to safety for the Discoverers as Crete has a throw. While the Cardinals wait to throw this one in, they're trying to improve off of last season's performance. Their first conference tournament win in program history. They still have never made the state final, or the state tournament, excuse me, and they're looking to do that. And what a start this would be to the season for the Cardinals. Already sitting at 1-0, defeated Nebraska City 2-0 on Thursday, and trying to improve to 2-0 here in advance to the SCOTUS Invitational Championship, which will be played at noon tomorrow and will be broadcast on News Channel Nebraska as a goalkeeping mishap by Melendez. Offsides flag was up, though, from the side judge. Rodriguez clears the ball to mid-court field. Now Luis Tovar with it. And that is a Columbus throw-in as Grant joins us again with another update from the Crete-Columbus girls match.
No change so far. It's been a stalemate since halftime, so nothing new to update quite yet. We'll see if that changes here as we got about 20 minutes left, 20 or so minutes remaining in both of these games. 5-0 though, his last check. That's unofficial. I got two scores. I got 4-0 and 5-0.
Maybe it's 4.5.
So maybe it's 4.5. We will, again, not official. It's hard to catch the refs. Sometimes they're running back and forth, so I can't always get them to yell out a quick score at me. So Columbus side is still dominating. And a goal right there.
And just like that, we have equalized. Rodriguez finding Jesus Adame on the cut, and the Discoverers are back in business 2-2. And it all started from that big run by Gilberto Rodriguez and a cool, calm finish by Adame. And look at Adame right. The keeper comes out, and he curls it right past Dominguez, who had 5 saves coming into this contest but would not get one there. And we have a ball game, Grant, 2-2.
Columbus last time continued to show some strength as they get a steal here. We'll see if they capitalize. They do not. But they really came out hot after they scored that last time, just weren't able to put it in the back of the net. But Crete lately here has been showing a lot of strength and really taking advantage of that wind. So it'll be very interesting to see which team comes out on top here.
You can see in the body language, Columbus already playing more energized. They're sending bodies forward. Crete clears it away initially. It's sent back into the middle. This time Jorge Pedroza with it. He drops it off. Back to Rodriguez. And he tries to find Adame again, almost a carbon copy. This time the ball goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Rodriguez handles the goal kick. It's going to go out of bounds, though, to stay with Crete. But this is where crunch time happens, when the legs get a little bit tired. Maybe not quite in 100% match fitness yet. The endurance isn't there, and the wind is blowing, the weather's cold. The elements wear you down mentally, Grant. How do you stay focused and get that goal if you're either of these teams.
You know, it's tough. You know, lucky when you come out for these early games, really for any game, but especially that first one of the year, you got that adrenaline going. And if you're Columbus High, you're fresh off of a goal, so hopefully that gets the blood pumping a little more too as your excitement rises. But you just got to hope when you're in shape that adrenaline will take over a little bit, that you can kind of cruise at the right speed.
Things are getting a little bit more physical. We've seen the Discoverers go in on a couple of slide tackles, both clean. They're getting the ball, but both teams amped up as it's a tie ball game and they know what's at stake. A chance here for a shot from the Discoverers. Here it comes, and just wide. Columbus looking for that go-ahead goal and not quite able to hit that one.
A great attempt though, and a great look there. Just couldn't get that off the wide angle. Most of these players too, you know, as we're running out of time, they're not quite sure what they got left, and so their sense of urgency has got to be there in that tie situation.
Well, there's Adame making that run on the near side. The man with the equalizing goal. He tries to send it into the box, and Crete comes away with it. They send it forward. Right now the Cardinals not pushing a lot of bodies up in the offensive attack, much more concerned about conceding a goal as Rodriguez looking for Adame again.
And really packing it down the middle, and so you can see Adame, and then that other shot that went wide from the opposite end. They had some decent room, and that middle gets so packed there when they kind of get that ball. As soon as one of the Discover players kind of takes that ball towards that middle of the box, they just pack it in tight, and there's really no room to work.
Free kick for the Discoverers. Send it in the middle to Rodriguez. He's looking to the corner, trying to find Pedroza. Pedroza sends it in, but not before it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. 2 substitutions coming in. Alejandro Espino, one of them. And also Enrique Adabo. So battle back and forth, 2 teams just playing boom ball in the middle of the pitch currently. And there's the ball sent forward again as the Discoverers have 4. Not quite able to save it for a Crete throw-in.
So I check, it looks like, I think we just got about 10 minutes left, might be a little bit under, so my count's not exact. But time is waning down here as we move along in this second half, and not a lot of time to get a score. Columbus High, though, pressing quite a bit, and
potential chance here. Here comes a cross to the top of the box. Ball is settled. Could not quite get a clear shot as Juan Lopez, the senior, and the way soccer works, granted, if we're tied after regulation, you have 2 periods of extra time, and if it's still tied, you go to a shootout.
So we will see what happens here, and Melendez will snag that one up.
And he boots it away, gets it across midfield in spite of the wind. Columbus, I would say, though, having much more control in this second half, dictating things offensively, as Pedroza and Adame are the 2 players who have scored. A chance for a 3rd goal here for Columbus as a Discoverer is down and Crete defends it.
You gotta think too, if we do end up going into some of that extra time, if neither team scores a goal here, that's gotta bode well for the Discoverers. You can continue to show that control and show that resilience as you move forward, that in most times will pay off with a goal.
Foul is going to be called as a Columbus player is down. Appears to be perhaps a cramp. That's Enrique Adabo, the sophomore, stretching out on the field.
Even in the cold temperatures, normally you relate that cramp to sweating and not having enough liquids, but even in these cold temperatures, you can still sweat, and if your muscles aren't used to the level of exercise or the force that you're putting onto it and the endurance, you'll still get those cramps. First one we've seen today so far. I'm not sure if, like, your SCOTUS boys had any cramps on their game, but get that stressed out a little bit and we'll see if he's able to continue playing.
And I think we'll just take a quick break and come back shortly. Hopefully he's all right. We'll be back on News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the marketing director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
State Farm agent Annette Alt can help you find the right level of auto coverage. Call today at 402-564-8581.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
And welcome back. Enrique Adabo helped off the field for the Discoverers. So we're back in action. Roughly 10 minutes left in this one. 2-2. Columbus and Crete tied as the winner vying for that championship spot, where they will face SCOTUS in that final on Saturday, which is tomorrow at noon.
And a tall task indeed for whoever goes on to that championship round. And so far it appears the girls matchup will be SCOTUS versus Columbus High, pending a extremely quick and strong comeback from Crete, who is down either by 4-0 to 5-0. I couldn't get an exact score. That's unofficial, but Columbus dominating the majority of the game. Booth there will give the ball back to Columbus, who knocks it out of bounds. That was off the foot of Espino.
So Crete in the attacking third, something they have not been in a lot of in this second half, and the ball's cleared out by Columbus. Ball sent forward. Discoverers charging forward. Rodriguez, one of them. Unable to get to that one is Miranda for Columbus. And here comes Crete with some room in front of them.
And a misstep there leads to a change in possession for a short time before Crete gets it back.
Strong tackle by Luis Arcos as he clears it out up top, finding Landon Brabeck. Player had 4 goals last season. love to grab one here late. And the ball booned forward, and that's not going to be a problem for Melendez.
So not a lot of time left here. We may be looking at some extra periods. We'll have a little bit of stoppage time following that injury as Brabeck finds some open space.
And there's Brabeck one-on-one right now. He may have a chance to shoot this one. He's going to take it himself, cuts it inside, and one touch too many. As Brabeck probably should have just let it fire there.
It looked like he was maybe trying to switch it back to that right foot to get into a position that was a little bit more comfortable. But he did have a lot of green space there to try and let that one loose.
Brabeck hasn't seen a lot of playing time this contest. You see that maybe being a factor, as he had plenty of energy left in the tank to make that run. We'll see if he has room for more as time winds down. Ball goes out of bounds for a Crete throw.
The defensive set just continues to be pretty packed for Crete, as most of the players, if not the whole team, are spending a lot of the time on their own side of the field.
Still 2-2. Adame equalized 10 minutes ago, as we are about 5 minutes left in regulation. Anthony Bolanos has both goals for the Crete Cardinals. As a substitution comes in for the Discoverers, it's Pedroza and Adame for Columbus, which gives us the 2-2 score.
So by my count, we got to run into the last about 1 minute of clock time here. We'll see how accurate that is, but we will have that stoppage time on top. Is a
Chance
goal.
here for a goal, and it is! It's finished! The Discoverers take the go-ahead goal lead with hardly any time remaining. Luis Ruiz burying it clinically into the far corner.
Talk about a clutch goal. We will see. I don't know how much time we have left. We don't have an exact count, so still time for Crete to get one in here. But Columbus High, you got to imagine, is going to be pretty energized after that one. Hitting it in just the right side, going right next to that pole. As they look to press again, Brabeck down on that left side.
Brabeck sends it down the line. A chance for another cross in. That'll be a Discoverer throw-in. And there is the quick throw. Here's another look at that goal. Great ball as Ruiz, left foot. You can't place it much better than that, curving right to that post and getting his team the goal with what he hopes will be the winner. Not a lot of time left.
The players got to know they have got to have a little bit of a sense of urgency. That ball almost going to go out of bounds and doesn't. A Crete player clears that one. As Melendez, see, does pick it up.
Now he's going to take his time kicking this one. He knows the clock's running down. Again, finds Brabeck in the midfield. Brabeck loses it, but then stolen. And it's a free kick, actually, for Crete. For second official wave the other way. I was a little confused there.
He's cold, too. He's trying to, He's trying to figure out what is going on as well.
So final seconds for Crete. Send the ball forward, again booted away. They're going to be sending a lot of guys forward, looking for that equalizer. Again, sending it back up. Bounce easily handled by Melendez.
You really see that change in play, like you said. They have just got a much heavier attack up front there.
Throw goes inside. Crete with a chance here. Crossing it, but just too strong. Cardinals are going to keep it in. Dispossessed, though, by Luis Ruiz. Now ball sent forward. Searching for Tovar. Now Esch with it. Or Brabeck, excuse me. Brabeck turns. Brabeck's going to make a run. Brabeck slides. And ball goes out of bounds.
That's going to stay Columbus ball.
A goal. Or, excuse me, a corner. Caleb Wojciechowski coming on. Or just discovers late. And yes, it will be a goal kick instead.
I thought Columbus ball. That's what they that's what he signaled, but it looks like it's going to stay with Crete, obviously.
Ball goes back to Arcos on the back line. He sends it forward. Couple strong tackle attempts by the Discoverers. Slide gets it. Columbus looking to go the other way. Ball sent way forward. It's a slide tackle late will be a free kick for Columbus.
See what's left here is the boys try to finish out this game, and Crete continuing to battle to get something going, but Columbus High is just doing a great job of keeping possession.
Brabeck with it, space in front of him. He loses it, Crete clears it out. Ball sent back in by Velasquez. Cannot be much time left in this one. And you hear Coach Derek Spence telling all the Cardinals to push up, trying to get that late goal.
Oh, Coach Ziola too. Coach Ziola as well, stepping up right next to the field.
And that is full time. The Discoverers get hit but bounce back each and every time. Fall down 1-0, then tie it up 1-1. Fall down 2-1, tie it up 2-2, and then get the late goal by Ruiz to get the victory 3-2, as the Discoverers will be facing the Shamrocks in a rematch in the SCOTUS Invite Championship